welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this pretty spring wreath with a sign that I found at Mighty Dollar and mesh, flowers, and ribbon that I got at the Dollar Tree. This one was really fun to make. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. Yes, the sign was a little bit boring in the beginning, but I spruced it up with some glitter, and now I think it looks pretty good. So, I hope that y'all enjoy it as much as I enjoyed making it. Hang on and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so I had a request the other day to make a wreath out of this Rainbow Deco mesh from the Dollar Tree, and I ordered an entire case of this. So I have plenty of this mesh to work with. And the centerpiece for this mesh, the centerpiece for this wreath is this really pretty cross. Now, I just now looked at the tag. And it says it's from Rite Aid, and it was $7.99. I got this at Mighty Dollar, so I paid $1 for it. I think it's really pretty. The flower and the leaves here are metal. It has like this little sign hanging off of it that says spring. So I wanted to incorporate this into the wreath because this is really what this mesh has in it: the pink, the yellow, and the blue. And once you like stretch it out, see, the colors are not nearly as harsh as they are on the roll. So I think it's going to work out pretty well. So I have this to use for my center. I also have the wire wreath form from the Dollar Tree, 14-inch, in case you want to buy it anywhere else. All of my wreaths take roughly 6 rolls of mesh, so I have 6 of this. And I picked this because, as you can see, it's... when I make my clusters, pretty much this mesh here is going to be cut in half like this, and then bent up, to make the cluster. And so you're not going to really see the colors in the center all that well. And because the colors in the center are blue and pink, there's blue and pink on the end, okay? And then, you have the accent yellow. So I think it's going to work out okay. So you're going to need 6 rolls of the mesh. You're going to need pipe cleaners. Each cluster that I make uses half of a pipe cleaner. Each wreath takes 60 clusters. So you're going to need 30 pipe cleaners. Pipe cleaners right there. That's what they are. They're pipe cleaners. You're going to need some ribbon. I got this blue and pink shimmery ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I do have more spools of it over here. I think instead of putting a piece of ribbon in every cluster like I normally do, I want to do every other cluster. Okay, because I don't want the ribbon to overwhelm the colorful mesh here. So I have that, and I'm not sure on flowers, on what type of flowers. See, I got these the other day. I really like them, like with the pretty pastel colors, and they're all glittery. And then these leaves. Would you look at those leaves? Like that beautiful iridescent sheen on those leaves. I mean, how awesome is that? So I have these, and then I have tons and tons of other flowers here. I don't know what I want to use at this point. We'll see what I use later. I don't know. But because all of the flowers I have are shimmery, and this mesh here, you can see it has like a little holographic filament running through it, which makes it shiny. The ribbon is shimmery, and then here my centerpiece is kind of dull. So I want to dress this up a bit. Oh, it's got a flower fuzzy on it. I want to dress this up a bit later on, and I'm not exactly sure how I want to do that, because I want this to have some sort of shimmery to reflect, all this stuff. So I might add like a little touch of glitter here on the leaf lines. I don't know. I'll think about that as I'm putting it together. So first off, we're going to just start making our clusters. And for that, you're going to take a pipe cleaner and fold it in half and then cut it in half. Okay? Now take the half here and bend that in half, and you have a little V. Now lay that down. We're going to be using that here in a second. Now each cluster uses 3 pieces of mesh. And as I explained before, if you're just starting out making wreaths, you don't want to buy all this equipment like rotary cutters and cutting mats, which can run you into some money. You don't even have to measure it the way I do it. And the way I do it is I take the end of my mesh here and I just roll it into a tube. Roll it over on itself until it makes a good sized little tube here, and then cut it. I don't measure. And you can see it's about this wide. Lay that to the side. Excuse me. That sore throat is still kicking my behind, y'all. And now we're going to roll another piece of mesh and cut it like this. Now we're going to cut a piece of ribbon to go on this. I'm going to use the pink, and the way I cut my ribbon is I just measure 1.5 lengths of my mesh and then cut it like that. And then I cut a little V in the end. No, I do not like to fold my ribbon when I cut it. I just don't like doing it that way. I do it like this. You do it however you want to. Okay, now this mesh here, you see one end is blue and one end is pink. I don't really think it's going to make that much of a difference, but I want to alternate this. So I'm going to roll this piece of mesh into a tube and clamp it between my fingers, just like that. See how the pink is on top and blue is here? Now I'm going to take my second piece, I'm going to roll it into a tube and clamp it between my fingers like that. See? This one, the blue is on top. And now for this third piece, I'm going to roll it, and then I'm going to put the pink on top again. See? Pink, blue, pink. Now the next cluster I'm going to do, I'll do blue, pink, blue. And I'll just alternate it like that. You know, like I said, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference, but I get weird when it comes to spacing out colors and everything like that. So once you have your mesh clamped between your fingers, take your piece of ribbon that you want to add and make sure that the colored part, the decorated part, whichever part you want to see is facing your fingertips. Hold it like that, and then take your little pipe cleaner V here and just sandwich all of that into your pipe cleaner. Okay? If your hands hurt, if you have arthritis or whatnot, you can use a clothespin to hold all this as well. Now just take everything and just bend it in half like this, and then twist your pipe cleaner around it 1 or 2 good times, and there's your cluster. Now you're going to attach it to your wreath form, and I only use the center 2 rings right here. So take your pipe cleaner and go under that one and the other piece and go over it like that, and we'll flip it over so y'all can see. Can y'all see this? And I'm just going to twist it. We're going to twist again like we did last summer. Okay. Now flip it over, and there is your cluster. Now it's going to look rough. I say this in every video. It's going to look rough until you get, like 1 or 2 of your sections here full. Then it's really going to start taking shape, and it's really going to start looking a lot better. But for each little section here, and by section, I mean the space between these 2 bars, this section, you want to put 10 clusters. If it's getting to be too full, go back down to 9 clusters. Then the next one do 10, 9, 10. However you want to do it to make it look good. I try to cram in 10 because I like mine to be full and fluffy. But don't worry about what your ribbon looks like right now. Wait until you get your whole wreath full before you go back, start worrying about fluffing up your ribbon and all that. So I'm going to work on this. I'm going to fill up the whole section, and then I'll come back and I will show you what it looks like. Here is what I have so far. Okay, one whole section has been filled up. This is 10 clusters. And like I said earlier, don't really worry about what your ribbon looks like right now. Just go ahead and fill your wreath up with your clusters, and then go back and fluff up your ribbon however you want them to stand up and look. Now, I do want to add a note here. When you're using this rainbow mesh, if you buy it by the case, like off of the website, like I did, if you buy it by the case, there's really not much you can do about it, but if you find this in the store, pay attention and look at it. The threads that run through it are different. This one has like a clear holographic iridescent looking thread, and this one has a silver one. And in the whole case, there's not enough of either one for me to do a whole wreath. So I'm just going to alternate. I'm going to do 1 roll of this and then 1 roll of the silver. Just alternate it back and forth. It'll look good when I'm done. So, if you're in the store and you see it and you buy it, please pay close attention to that. So in case you get like 4 rolls of this and 2 of this, you're going to need to mix it up a little bit to make it look right. But just thought I'd throw that in there. But now I'm going to start filling up my wreath and trying to come up with what flowers I want to stick on it, what I want to do with this cross over here to spruce it up a little bit. But, alright, I'll see y'all back in a bit. Okay, so I'm pretty much done here with the mesh. And all I did is I trimmed the heads off of some of these flowers. And the little, I don't know what these are, berries. It says berries. I'm calling it balls on a stick. Ha! Okay, so I trimmed the heads off the flowers and these little shiny berries. And I just hot glued them around my wreath. And yeah, I have a blank space down here because that's where the bottom of this cross goes. It's like right in there. So now that all of that is in place, I'm just going to move it out of the way. Well, I said I was. Okay, I'm going to set it over here. And now what I'm going to do is just put this old towel down on the table because this sign here is kind of heavy. And I'm kind of worried about like just gluing, you know, the pipe cleaners to the back so that I can fasten it to the wreath. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bend this in half. And I've got my trusty staple gun here. And I'm going to, you see there's this thick part right here. So I think I'm just going to staple it right around there. Yeah, you want to be on the thick part so that, you know, your staple doesn't go all the way through. So I'm just going to put that there and staple it. There we go, it looks good. Alright, now let's find another one. Oh man, oh, here's another pink one. Seriously, I wish I had another pink one. And we're just going to put one on the other side. Right about there, looks good. Right there, right there. Okay, and should I put one on the top and the bottom? Yeah, well I think I'm going to put one on the bottom anyway, because this is all up in the way here, but I think I'm going to put one on the bottom. 3 should be more than enough to secure it. Let's see, that looks good right there. Put it right there and staple. There we go. Alright, that looks good. Now, I'm concerned about like how plain this looks. Like I said that earlier. So I think what I'm going to do is, I've got a bunch of my glitter here. I'm just going to go in. I have some really, really fine, hello, can y'all see this? Some really fine paintbrushes here. I mean fine as in like tiny and small, not fine as in fine. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to take a little bit of this Elmer's glue and I just want to like put, you know, like in a few small little areas here. You know, just something to dress it up a little bit. And I need a piece of paper. Hold on. I thought I had a piece of paper laying here. I'm sorry about that. So I think I'm just going to take this and I'm going to dip my brush in the glue here. And then I'm just going to go in the little lines of this leaf. Just like that. And then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of this green glitter over it. Like I said, I don't want a whole lot, you know, just something to kind of, you know, like reflect the shimmer, you know, that's on the flowers and whatnot. So I'm going to do that with just a few of the other places on this cross. And I'm going to work on it, and I'm going to pause the video one more time, and I'll come back and I'll show you how I attach the sign to the wreath. Okay, so this is what I did. See, not a whole lot of anything at all, just enough to give it a little bit of shimmer, just to kind of, you know, tie it in with everything else on here. I put some of the green glitter on like the little veins of the leaf, and then I had this, let me see, what color is this? Crystal Diamond extra fine glitter. I get these at Walmart. The Crystal Diamond, it's pretty sheer. I mean, it's not really opaque at all. There's not a lot of color. And I just put, you know, like a few little accents on the flower and in the center. And then on the word spring here, I just painted over the letters with the glue and then put the glitter on it. But I have to be careful here because I don't have all of my flowers glued down just yet. But what I do to attach the sign is, y'all saw me staple the pipe cleaners in place. Now I just lay the sign where I want it. Take the pipe cleaners, run it down in between your clusters of mesh, and then just wrap it around the wire frame. You know, just enough to secure it. You don't want to really tighten it down, you know, so that it will, like, crush itself, you know, crush the mesh and all that. But you just want to, just enough to secure it. So I'm going to see, just run it down right in there. This can be the tricky part. But like I said, I don't have everything glued down yet. So I'm trying to be very careful with this. I have most of it glued, but not all of it. So, yeah, just run the pipe cleaners down. Do I have it? Do I not have it? I don't have it. Okay, I've got it. And I'm trying to not bump my sign because I know the glue has not set up on it yet. But, alright, there we go. Now I'm just twisting the back of it a little bit. But I really, really like the shimmer on this. I really wish y'all could see this in person because I'm telling you, it looks so much better in person than it does on video. It seriously does. It is so shimmery. I love it. But anyway, there we are. Now I'm going to work on the rest of this, work on gluing the rest of it down and fastening this cross down. But I really hope that you enjoyed this one. This one was a lot of fun to make. I like glittery things, and this one was a lot of fun. So if you enjoyed this one too, please give me a thumbs up, click subscribe, check me out on other forms of social media. I'll have the links to all of those in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye-bye.